I've played Magic and Commander for a really long time, so I'm going to share the most important things that I've learned and now know about Commander that I wish I knew before I started playing. Number 4. Become a Dungeon Master. Now I imagine you're thinking, wait, isn't this a Magic video? And yes it is, but I think there's a parallel between Dungeons & Dragons and Commander that can dramatically improve your experience playing this game and the experience of those that you play with. Most people that sit down to play D&D want to play a character, and many of them want to be the main character. They're focused on their fun and what they get from the experience. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but the fun or success of a session relies far more on the Dungeon Master or leader than it does on the people sitting around the table. And this tends to be very similar in Commander. People sit down thinking primarily about their own fun and what they want. And whilst Commander doesn't have a dedicated role of a leader like a Dungeon Master, there is no reason that you can't fulfill that leadership role at the Commander table, and that the table will be far better off because of it. Because I'd say that 80% of the issues that arise in Commander come from some form of communication issue, and if there is someone at the table who takes responsibility and ownership of managing the communication, it's going to lead to far better games. Someone to make sure that the pre-game conversations are handled well, or to speak up in situations where there are clashes of playstyles or expectations, or simply even someone to provide a bit of background commentary and narrative to the game the same way a Dungeon Master would. It can dramatically change the vibe at the table for the better. I assume that, like me, you'd rather someone else at the table takes up the mantle of Dungeon Master. But if no one else is, I encourage you to step up, as it will not only make the table's game better, but selfishly, it'll make your game better. This obviously requires a bit of skill to do well, and requires you to have or develop those communication skills, but being someone capable and comfortable of managing communication will stand you in good stead, far beyond the Commander table.